Awesome nation. So I'm at the rooftop of the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Tallinn, Estonia, and I'm here with the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Marin Ratnik.
Hello.
Rosie, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Sure.
Now, we are seeing a lot of development in Estonia, and I'm seeing that from the front side. So what are we seeing there? What's that?
So this is the old town of Tallinn.
Right.
It's from the 11th, 13th century, depends which part you look at. This building here, which are not out of that, this church here,
Yeah.
used to be for centuries one of the tallest building of Europe, for example.
The tallest building in Europe.
Yes.
For thousands of years, hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. But, this time is gone. But you see all the red roofs that you see here is a lower town, and there are higher buildings. That's the upper town. That used to be the nobility lived in the higher part of the town, and the lower part was then therefore simpler people.
How long ago are we talking here?
11th century, that's when it's built.
11th century, that's 10 something.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So that's since the town is there. Estonians is said existed in this piece of land about 7,000 years.
Yeah.
So, but that's that's much earlier.
Minister, are we saying that some of these buildings are as they were those many years ago?
Yes, there are many that are still standing. They are from 11th century, 12th, 13th century. You will find them as they were built.
Right.
You see the roads inside there made of cobblestones. They are also still there as they were built. And as most of the old town is under heritage protection, we want to keep it as much as possible in the way it is, because it's also part of UNESCO heritage protection. So we have to keep it.
Okay. Many churches that we are looking at. So let's start with the one with the many minarets. This one.
That's a Russian Orthodox church that we are not very fond of, taking into account the Russian aggression in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the yellow church here. It's one of the, it's called St. John's Church. Estonians are Lutherans mainly, but we are one of the less religion country in the world, is said. So these...
so that's a Lutheran church.
This is a Lutheran church.
How about those two?
This is also Lutheran church. That's two towers of the same church.
Okay.
Then you have this big tower here in the middle. Yes, that one. That's actually a museum. It used to be a church, but now it's a museum. And there is one of the coolest paintings. It's a Dance of the Death there.
Dance of the Death.
Yes, and in the wall. That's one of it's textile.
Okay.
So then we have another church on the higher town, so to say. Then this small tower there that's behind the grey building. Yes, that one is the oldest church in town. That's from the Holy Spirit, and they're all Lutheran. And the big tower there is called St. Olaf's Church, and that's Baptist Church.
That's Baptist.
Yes.
That's it used to be the tallest tower in Europe.
It used to be, yes.
This one. Mm-hmm. Then we also see some chimney on the side.
That's a chimney of an old factory. At the moment, we use that. There used to be energy production site. So now it's created as a creative space, it's called. So we have lots of events there. There was just now the Latitude, the startup conference, big event took place also there. On the background, you see Baltic Sea. So Estonia is from the two sides surrounded by sea. You see a ship coming in.
Yeah.
We have a regular ferry connection to Finland, which is 84 kilometers from here. So you basically can take a ship every half an hour.
So this ferry is basically coming from Finland now.
I think so. I can't see exactly which ship is it, but usually yes.
Is that Finland that we see across the island?
No, that is an island. That's a peninsula that goes there. Estonia has more than 2,000 islands, so there are lots of them.
So this is one of the 2,000 Estonian islands.
You can't see Finland cross there. The only place you can see Finland from with a good day is a TV tower, which you see on very far there. Yes, that one there. So in very good weather, sometimes you can see indeed Finland on the other side.
All right, and then on this side, we're seeing a newer part of town.
Yes.
How old is this?
Oh, as you see, if you turn the camera more to there, they are just constructed. So Radisson Hotel or Swiss Hotel, they are 10, 20 years old.
Okay.
So they are rather new.
So this is just a newer part of
That's
the
a new,
city.
yeah, a new part of town. But as you see, when you look a bit more town there,
Yeah.
we keep also the old buildings that used to be there. So we keep part of the building or we keep also the facades.
So we're conserving some of what
Yes,
you have
exactly.
for historical purposes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Minister. And say hello to the people of Kenya. Say
Hello to the people of Kenya. Nice to have you here in Tallinn. The weather is colder here, but we like it.
Welcome to Tallinn, Estonia. The Africa Business Forum is taking place here for the next 2 days. And I want to have several conversations here over those 2 days. So right now, I want to have a conversation with the ambassador of Estonia to Kenya, who is not yet resident in Kenya, and he'll tell us why. His name is Daniel Schaer. And also I have Grace Muthoni Muchiri, who, as you can hear, Muthoni Muchiri, that's a Kenyan. She is the Customer Experience Excellence Manager at a company called FYUL, F-Y-U-L. She'll also tell us about that company and how long she's been here. Let's start with you, Balozi. Thank you very much for welcoming us to Tallinn.
Asante, karibu Estonia.
Asante sana, I love it here. It's been beautiful. Last time I met you was in Nairobi.
Yes.
And I know that the Estonia does not have a physical embassy in Nairobi, but has a diplomatic presence in Nairobi.
Yes.
You represent Kenya and South Africa and ambassador at large for Africa. Now, please start by telling me, why aren't you resident in Nairobi?
You know, we're a small country, 1.3 million people.
We are big enough, we can accommodate you.
Yes, and that's why we are opening the embassy in Nairobi.
Right.
And sometime this year we'll be opening. I will be coming myself in the beginning of September. And I am very, very happy to be finally based in Kenya.
Okay.
It's been 20 years of work, so one of my dreams is coming true.
Very good. So later this year, you'll be having a physical presence in the country. But the diplomatic relations between Kenya and Estonia, how long are they?
So we're actually celebrating 25 years of signing of diplomatic relations. So it's a very timely year to open the embassy. And it's also 50 years of relations with the European Union, which we're also a member of. So I think it's a really good year to really start strengthening our relations.
Right. I love the bow tie.
Thank you.
What material is that?
It's wood. So Estonia has half of the country is covered by forest. So people always point out to my bow tie, and then I can start telling them about our beautiful country and how green and the forests and everything as well. So I think another connection that we have with Nairobi.
It's all about the forest around.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll talk about the Africa Business Forum shortly, but first, let's say hello to Grace. Grace Muthoni Muchiri is the Customer Experience Excellence Manager at FYUL. Grace, good morning.
Good morning.
Sasa.
Wasana.
Tuko hapa tunajienjoy, wachana na hao kwanza. Tunajienjoy hapa Tallinn, Estonia. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
How long have you lived in Estonia, and what's this company that you work for?
So yeah, I've been here close to now, a little over 6 years, I would say. I came in 2019, getting to 7 years in August this year. I have been working in FYUL for about 5 years. Basically, FYUL is a print-on-demand company, and what we do is we try and move the world from mass production to printing on demand. Essentially, we print it in a custom. We connect people in an e-commerce platform, essentially. We're a tech company. How I describe it is like we are the Uber of print on demand. So if there are Kenyans who are interested in actually using the platform, they can.
Okay.
They can be merchants and sell to people within Kenya or to the rest of the world. So it's worth checking out for sure.
All right, so I can understand ride-hailing app.
Yes.
Bolt, which is born here. I can understand e-commerce where I'm ordering for something and it's delivered at my doorstep. Now, print on demand.
Yeah.
Please
So
explain.
you go to your Etsy shop. So let's say I'm a merchant and I have my shop on Etsy or Shopify or even on our platforms, because we actually do have pop-up stores.
Okay.
So you have your products there, and A customer comes, they click on it and they buy it. And then we have print providers all over the world. So if your customer is in the US, we probably will use our print providers based in the US. They print it and they ship it to your customer. So the best part about it is for you to set up, you actually don't need any money. Yeah, so it's perfect for people who are trying to have either a side hustle, but a lot of people actually do turn it into their main hustle. If you get serious with it, you can make good money.
So if I need to print some documents, then I use FYUL to print for me,
well, technically,
and deliver for me.
You wouldn't want to print documents. People are mostly trying to print hoodies or T-shirts.
I understand it.
You
now.
get it? Nice.
That's the print thing that you're talking about.
Yes.
So I was thinking, printing paper. Why do I need? I can just buy a printer and have it in my office.
Yeah.
Now I get it. So it's printing merchandise, and I just need it. So I design. I send a design to one of your partners.
You don't even have to send it. You design within our platform, or in case you have an independent designer, you upload your design on our platform, what we call a mockup generator, and then we take it into production, essentially, once you click publish.
And you deliver the finished products.
Yes. So the thing, we are a connection. Why I call it like the Uber of print on demand, or maybe I should use the Bolt of print on demand. That's better, because we're basically connecting. Before, we never even really had any owned any print provider. We would just use different networks. But now we have a couple of print providers that we own ourselves. But in essence, we don't have to. We connect you to them. You don't have to own a printing facility to get any of your products also reach to your customers.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay. We'll talk about a little bit more about that, and also how your life and your experience living, working in Estonia.
Yeah.
Balozi, this is the Africa Business Forum 2026.
Yes.
How many years has Estonia hosted this business forum, and why?
This is our fourth year, actually, and we started just after COVID. So one of the methods that the EU was looking at how to help its member states was to give funding for various projects. And Estonia, being very much business-minded and oriented, we decided that we are going to support our companies in opening new markets. And the Estonian companies indicated that they have an interest to learn more about Africa and what the opportunities are. And we decided that organizing this business forum is the best way to do it.
So what kind of businesses are participating in the forum?
So our focus in Africa is very much on innovation and technology. So we go everywhere from digitalization to e-governance, to green tech, to ed tech, to health tech and startups. So really quite a wide range, but everything that's linked to innovation, how to do things more efficiently, how to hack sort of old technologies.
Okay. Now, I know that I've interacted with a couple of people who are running businesses in Kenya, and they are attending the forum, and some also run businesses in Estonia. What's the sale? What's the sale here? If I want to invest either as an Estonian company in Africa or as an African company in Estonia, what's the sale? What's the pitch here?
So we have a series of companies that are unicorns. We have 10 unicorns. So obviously those unicorns can do things on their own. But the bread and butter, which is similar to small and medium enterprises. And these are not companies that are going to be opening big offices around the world. So what they're really looking for is they're looking for the partner on the ground who can help them, who understands the cultural situation, who understands the situation on the ground. So our job is to inform Estonian companies of these opportunities, what is happening in which country, and then also to see if they can find partners. So bring in companies who are interested in finding an Estonian partner to work with. And then the third option is for African companies who are looking to Europe.
Yeah.
Estonia is not a big market, but if you look at the Nordic-Baltic region, for example, we would be the 5th largest economy in the world.
Okay.
And that's the 5 Nordic countries and the 3 Baltic countries. So we see also Estonia as a doorway to the European Union, the same as we see Kenya as a doorway to Africa for Estonian companies.
Great. There's something that I came across, and this is e-residency, and it's one of the things that Estonia prides itself in, offering e-residency to businesses that operate from outside of Estonia. getting into the EU market. Please briefly tell us about that.
So e-residency doesn't really have anything to do with a physical residency. It's as it says in its name, e-residency, electronic. So you become an e-resident of Estonia, which means you have access to all of the e-services. So all of the government services in Estonia are online. All. So it's all digital first, and I mean, of course, if you decide that you don't want to participate, you can always go to the office. But the thing is, whereas in some countries, Estonia, you have to queue because there's nobody there to serve you at the moment. So it's really your choice. You'll be there by yourself in the queue. But everything is business first. Of course, there are some things that might be easier to go to the office. You know, for example, the notary public and things like that. Yeah. But even that is now digitalized. You can do it over the internet. You know, to sign digital signature, we have which is legal tender in the EU as well. So even marriage and divorce is now electronic as well. But there is a 3-month cooling period, just asking you, are you sure that this is what you want to do? So it's not married one day and divorced the next.
So you get married, at least stay in marriage for 3 months.
Exactly.
Before we then say, okay, you're divorced.
Exactly. And so the e-residency gives you access to these services, allows you to open up an Estonian company. Right. And then if you have business relations in Estonia, you have contracts or in the EU, then you can also open up a bank account. Okay. And do your business through there in a bank on the ground in Estonia. Okay. So it's really there. I think we're up to about 120,000 e-residents, which is 10% of our population. So we have that. Those numbers help us grow and be more international.
So I can see the sense for a company that's based in Kenya to get onto e-residency. You have an address in Estonia, you have a bank account in Estonia, you are registered in Estonia, then you can present yourself to this market. Yes. Like you said, the Nordic, the Baltic, or even the entire European Union market as an Estonian company.
Yes.
What's in it for Estonia?
Well, you know, we have the partnership of having more business. But of course, the company would be paying taxes in Estonia. So there's that component as well. But I think it simplifies doing business, and it also brings more, in some ways, more of a workforce. I mean, it's not actual people working in our service industry, but it is helping us to for example, if you're an accountant. Yeah. You can do if you're certified and your certification is recognized in the EU, you can be home in Nairobi doing the books of an Estonian company here. Right. And I think that is our long-term goal. And when we come to Africa, we say that we don't want to take people away from their homes. There are a lot of good experts. People want to live in their home, but they want to have a job. Yeah. And this will permit them to work. So, for example, there's 3 Kenyans who came for an internship in Estonia. We had 20 Kenyans from Strathmore University last year, and 3 of them are working for an Estonian company, but from Nairobi, because they have access to all of these tools and they're able to work from their own home for an Estonian company.
So working remotely.
Yes.
Okay. Grace, have you experienced this?
Absolutely.
In terms of not the e-citizenry or the e-residency, but in terms of the digitalization of this society and this economy?
Yeah, it's actually pretty much one of the things that really impressed me about this country. Literally everything, as ambassadors mentioned, everything is digitalized. And I remember last year I had to make some sort of like large batches, and I was a bit concerned because I was going to be in Kenya at the time, and I was like, usually this agreements are made in person, like you need to be physically present at the bank with some lawyers. Yeah. So I was very anxious, but I was like, well, wait, this is Estonia, I probably can do it online. And funny thing, my bank actually reached out to me and they did give me the option of doing it online, and I was like, amazing. So I signed everything when I was in Kenya because, as mentioned, we have digital identity.
So what's that, though?
So it's basically an EID, or an electronic identity that you have. It's a card that you can use in 3 ways. Okay. Essentially, you could sign documents with a physical card, or you can use it through a mobile app that we call Smart ID, or it can be, you can use your mobile ID, which is essentially connected to your SIM card. So it allows you to pretty much sign any documents. It allows you to have access to all the government services that Ambassador just mentioned. It allows you to pretty much it holds all your identity. I don't want to equate it to what we previously wanted to have in Kenya, like the Huduma number, but I kind of feel like the Huduma number was trying to aim for that, like a card that pretty much holds everything about your identity. So if I want to access my medical records, it's that card that I need to use. I don't need to like start from scratch, logging in here. It's that card that I use. If it's applying even for e-business or filing my taxes, it's that card that I pretty much use. Think about any service that you want in Estonia.
Yeah.
That card is enough. Even with renewing it, I remember that I applied for it the first time when this was like 2019.
Yeah.
Or actually when I graduated, which was 2021, the second card. But my recent card renewal, I physically went to the police and border guard, but I remember thinking to myself, why are you going, you know? So I realized it's a mindset thing as well. Sometimes even switching from...
Getting used to do...
It's actually a mindset
service.
thing. So I remember just asking the person, could I have done this online? And she was like, yeah. So, yeah.
After serving you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, pretty much everything can be done online with that digital ID.
This is pretty interesting, Grace. I just want to wind up this conversation this way. I know the cost of living, the commuting and ease of just living in Estonia. I met a Kenyan called Kate yesterday, and I've actually filed a report which you're going to run at 9 a.m. on how easy it is. I want to talk about you coming here to study and then securing a job while in Estonia. So what visa to come and study here, and then after graduation, how you got into a job market?
All right, good question. So originally I was working for a company whose head office is based here in Estonia, Bed Power. Many people might know it. So while working...
Bed Power?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
yes, we know.
head office is actually in Tallinn. So that's how I got to know about Estonia. And when I was ready to study my master's, we had a who was working in Bed Power but based in the Tallinn office.
Okay.
And sometimes the Estonians used to come visit, and one day she visited the Kenyan office, and I had a long chat with her. She told me everything I needed to know about studying here and life here. Literally gave me 1 hour of her time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is the place that I want to go to, you know? And the best part about it is that you get to work and study. You're allowed to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Most times as an international student, you're not usually allowed to work 40 hours a week. It's 20 hours a week. Why this was attractive for me was because I was coming to do my master's, which meant I really didn't want to slow down in my career.
Yes.
I wanted to continue working. So I actually continued working with Bed Power and I moved here, but there was changes. My team had to move back to Africa. So I left the company and I started working at FYUL. Yeah, and I did all that while still studying. So that's the best part. Like, your companies don't shy away from employing you because they can do it 40 hours a week. Nobody wants, most times you don't want a part-time worker in corporate.
You want somebody at least who's still immersed in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Grace, I think this is a very, very interesting story, and we can have it later with you. Ambassador as well, thank you very much. I know this is your forum, so you've got to go in there and just check that everything is in place. I can tell you everything looked like it was in place. At 5 a.m. I was here, everything was all good.
Excellent.
But you can go and check. Ambassador Daniel Schaer is the Estonian ambassador to Kenya and South Africa. He will be moving into the Nairobi embassy, which they are constructing right now, later this year. You want to apply for a visa, you'll just be going into Nairobi and just getting that visa. Grace Muthoni Muchiri is a customer experience excellence manager at FYUL, which is also based here. We'll be talking about, their life here and all. After the break, we'll talk to Mary Karema, who is the Secretary for ICT, Digital Economy and Emerging Technologies, and Kedi Velba, who is the Vice President, Estonian ICT Association, Fixing the Nation from the Africa Business Forum in Estonia. Back shortly.